Hey YouTube, well, again, we got 3 inches of snow last night, so I had to plow again, and hopefully this is gonna be good for a couple of days here now. So anyway, I'm gonna put another blade on the sawmill. The one I had the other day, I hit a wire with it in the last hickory log I cut, a piece of barbed wire, so that's in the garage getting sharpened, and right now I'm gonna put another blade on here. What I do is when I put the blade on, I use a white one to show the blade sharp. I put a black one on just to coil the band up. Hey, what are you doing? Go find somewhere else to go. Okay, just in case you didn't catch it the last time. When you tighten up, the head of this bolt and the washer, the metal washer, have to be in line with one another, and that's when the blade is where it ought to be. Now it's slightly ahead of that, in other words, I have it slightly tighter, and it's possible that the blades are stretching a little bit as you go, but I'm going to try this blade with that setting and see how it works out. Now this looks like it's going to be a red oak, so I'm needing some 12-inch red oak planks, some 1x12. So we'll see what we get out of here. Now the way this log is here, it's a 20-inch log at the other end, and it's 11.5 inches to the pith, so I don't have to do any jacking up on either end. probably push that over there. So what I'm doing here is just tightening the dog against these other dog parts, the one with the roller and the one without, just to get the lug tight. There's only one dog on this side that's hitting it, so that's fine. plug is so cold I can't jam the hook in. Just tearing the bark off. I guess I'm going to have to get the backhoe over here to turn that. I can't turn it. When you put the chain on there, I had showed this once before. If you look over in the corner there, you want to be able to put like a choker around it. So you put the chain around the log, and then you put a loop around the chain to make it so that it'll tighten up on the log when you pick up on it, and also turn it. You can see how that machine there turned that. Now all I got to do is put the dog back on. I want to check and see if it's level or perpendicular to the dogs on the opposite side here. And you can see that it looks good, they're tight against it, so I can tighten it right there. I'll show you this while I'm at it here. Besides getting the backhoe put back together, since my plow truck is broke, I took this plow. Now I'm not done with it yet. I gotta hook the chain up better so it doesn't come off. But I mounted a bracket on the bottom of the bucket there to be able to hold the plow on. So all I gotta do is turn the bucket. There's a pin in there that'll keep it on an angle. If we're doing a long road like that driveway that goes over to Jim, my neighbor, for those of you who've been watching, you can plow it with just the bucket, but then you got to stop about every 50 feet depending on how deep the snow is and dump it in the woods. But with this you can just keep pushing and it'll push the snow off to one side. So I go up one side, down the other, and I'm in good shape. So I use this temporarily until I get the truck fixed. Now I do have the truck in the garage. I'll show you that then later. But that's where I've been at so far. So it's a Saturday morning here, actually afternoon now. It's been very busy. Pretty tired. I shouldn't even be attempting to cut this big log, but anyway, I want to get it cut. gotta leave the backhoe sit where I have it, so in case I gotta roll it again, because that sucker's heavy. Well guys, I didn't realize that the battery went dead because nothing on the camera tells me that. So I missed some of the making of the cant there. That's a 13 by 14 cant. That's how it ended up. You can see there's a wane on the one side there. I can still get a 10-inch board out of that top piece, so not too worried about that. Now, before I cut this cant up anymore, I want to make a phone call to a friend of mine who was telling me that he wants some wide oak boards. So what I'll do is I'll get him to come and see this thing, and we'll decide what he wants to do with it. Alright, so I called the guy about this, and what he wants is to get the wane off the board. I showed him a picture of it. He wants to get the wane off of it, so I have one more cut there to make, and then it'll be a 12 by 14 cant. It's 12 inches wide, the way I have it laying on the bed there. What he's looking for in length, he said 7-foot length is what he needs. Now that's 9 foot, so there won't be any trouble with this thing. Alright, so this is the cant that he's interested in, and this will work out good for him. I'm going to wait for him to come. I want him to actually see it, so that he can tell me how he wants it cut for certain. I think he said something about some 2-inch boards for legs and things. So I'll wait until he comes here and looks at this. Probably be tomorrow. So I'm going to just leave it on the sawmill, and then it's not supposed to snow for the next 3 days. So I'll cut these boards up into smaller pieces probably tomorrow after I talk to him about this. Alright guys, have a good one. I gotta clean up. For those of you who are just watching my channel for the first time, just pan in here a little bit. You can see what the operation that I have going. I had to use the little tractor over there to do some plowing in areas that are tight. I used the backhoe to turn the log actually. Today I did. I could have used the loader bucket, but I have the plow on there. It'll take me about a half an hour, 15 minutes to take it off, but just getting too tired to do all that stuff. Okay, so the guy just left, and here's what happened, and he doesn't care about the price that I mentioned it or whatever, so I'm just going to tell you. This I'm going to cut this log up into some more pieces. He wants some 1/4 sawn boards from the middle and some 2-inch boards from the outer edges, and he's okay with what he got here. Now the thing is just so you know, this is all red oak and it's very nice. There's no knots in it at all, hardly. Maybe one up at that one end, and that's about it. $860 this is worth once it's done cutting. So there's a lot of lumber in there, and that's what I'll be getting for it. And that doesn't include these. He doesn't want those flitches that are over there. So I'll use that for firewood, and then the other boards, the smaller ones there, I'll cut up for myself into narrow boards and stack them in the kiln. Have a good one. Alright guys, before I go, I wanted to show you something with the kiln here. This is red oak that's been in here for a couple of months. You can see there's 10% there. %, and then this is some hickory that I put in here just the other day. 18% there. Let me go on the end of the board. Yeah, this is hickory here. Here you can see 26%, so that's pretty high yet as compared to the oak that's been in here for a while. 10.8. And then there's some in here that I had hit, it was 9 before. So the kiln works good, that's all I can say. So if you want something that's relatively inexpensive to build and have it work for you, this is the way to go. Now you can see the relative humidity is pretty high there today. You really want that down in the 30s for drying, but when it's in a kiln like this, it really doesn't hurt it if it gets a little moisture and then takes moisture off of it, because it does it at nighttime anyway. There's no sun today, that's why the temperature's where it is. It's 48 there, 44 on that thing. Like I say, there's no sun, it's all cloudy, but at least it's not raining, or snowing rather. So you may want to see that. Guys, I'm sorry I keep saying have a good one. I usually say it at the end of the videos, and I'm going to link all these. So I just wanted to show you that I got the truck in the garage. I shoveled all the snow off of it that I could, but there was snow underneath it, so the garage floor is looking kind of ratty. But I have a fan going to dry it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the floor dry, get the snow out of the truck, and then I'm going to find out what kind of transmission it is, and then see how hard it is to either get another one or get a repair kit for it. I'm pretty sure I know what's wrong with it, judging by a lot of the other things that I've seen about these Chevys. But hey, it's a 1989. It's got almost 200,000 on it, I believe. I put a new frame, which, you know, I've said that before, underneath it. The truck ran good until just now when the reverse gear went on it. This truck doesn't owe me a thing, and I'm happy with it. I just want to get it fixed. If it cost me $5,000 to fix a transmission, which I'm not going to pay, but if it did cost that, it would still be worth it, because the truck, hey, a new truck's $40,000 bucks. Forget that. I'm not giving them my money. Bye.